Hi, Exploring Whiskey people.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Eric.
And I'm Kevin, and this is Exploring Whiskey, where we will sample whiskeys from around the world.
Today we're going to be sampling our first Japanese whiskey, and I'd like to give a shout out to Adam Morgan for suggesting and actually providing the bottle for today's episode.
Yeah, so this is a Japanese whiskey, which a lot of times Japanese whiskeys will have a bit of a scotch note to them, that they've mirrored a lot of the scotch process with those whiskeys, and that is something that you will tend to pick up in a lot of the different whiskeys. This is a special edition cask strength, though their cask strength is 86 proof.
Not 130.
Not yeah. I mean, even Weller full proof at 114 kind of outpowers this, but it's still a bit higher end for a scotch. A lot of times those scotches are closer into that 80 range. Japanese, again, they'll mirror that kind of thing. Outside of that, there's not a lot of information on this bottle. It is just, it's just going to be, and the rules and laws in Japan around whiskey, super loose. Everything, a lot of stuff that I was reading around that was, they're very flexible in what they define as whiskey, and officially only I forget what it was. It was like 15 or 20% of the bottle actually has to be actual whiskey, and they get to count it as whiskey. So their rules are a little bit looser than what Ireland, Scotland, America do with their whiskey. So overall, great presentation. Honestly, I feel like that's a pretty common thing in Japanese whiskeys and a little bit of everything. Just a stellar looking bottle, a great box and display that they're putting it out there. So it's a really kind of a cool experience visually as you're purchasing the bottle.
I was told the bottle's actual crystal. It's not been confirmed, but that's what I was
It's got
told.
weight to it. There's no question about that. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, there's weight to the bottle. There's weight to the cork. Won't go too heavy.
Yeah, Adam wants it back. It's got a little, I think, a little smokiness to the.
Yeah, I mean, it's got
no age statement on, but it smells kind of young.
Yeah, there's some sharper notes in there. That more, it's not ethanol. It's that medicinal sharp note that you get from some of them.
Color is very light.
Yeah,
it's like a scotch. Trying
to do some research on this bottle, I couldn't find an age. I couldn't find what its mash bill is. I couldn't find what it's aged in. So going blind on what we're going to get out of this, but very herbal and very, that young kind of sharper notes that you get off of a younger whiskey.
To the taste, it's a lighter scotch. I mean, one comes to mind as like a Glenmorangie, that light hint, just a hint of smoke.
Yeah, there's a hint of smoke, but it's not that super. Glenmorangie has a super sweet honey note. I'm not picking that up. It's more of an herbal, floral note. Is kind of what I'm getting at. I'm not getting a vanilla or a cherry or a caramel that you get off of a lot of, bourbons and things like that. But it's and the Glenmorangie has a very citrusy, light fruity note. This is a little bit more of an herbal.
Overall,
what is that? There's a funny potpourri note. That's kind of the feeling that I get out of this. It's got a potpourri note of a lot of that dried flower, kind of earthy herbal note. But the taste is really light, very subtle, not overly complex. It's
just to me, it's like a very light scotch. It's not but I've only had a couple of Japanese whiskeys.
Yeah, not a huge range of reference there. There's a malty funkness in there now as I go back to it. Not overly grainy is from what I'm getting. It's more of a malt, though again, no idea what the mash bill is, so I don't know if it's leaning towards that single malt version of a Japanese whiskey, or if it's trying to go into more of a grain whiskey. But there's a lot of funk in that taste.
Yeah, it's like they didn't commit one way or another.
That's kind of I could see that. That's exactly
They
right.
went halfway, like I don't know which way to go.
I don't know what to do. I wonder if they split it, because I know that I'm reading up on some different scotches, and they'll actually split, like they'll age it, and then they'll split it off and age half of it in a different type of barrel, and leave it in an ex-bourbon barrel, an old bourbon barrel, and then kind of blend them back together. I wonder if they did something along those lines, kind of like splitting the batch and then blending it back together, because it really kind of almost has two personalities.
Overall, I mean, it's not bad, but it's
A glowing review of not bad.
Yeah, I know I've said it before, but I don't drink a lot of Japanese whiskeys, and when I do, I don't know. I'm always kind of on the fence.
Yeah, there's a different note. There's a different note.
Yeah.
Is really what it comes down to. I think there's probably an acquired taste there, and just don't know the background.
Yeah.
I don't know the mash builds. I don't know what I'm supposed to kind of get a feel or taste out of it.
I would order it though. Now that I've had it, I would order it at a restaurant. I mean,
I know there's a regular Yamato bottle. It's like more of a standard like whiskey bottle looking, but I don't. Again, couldn't find too much on this one. This particular bottle,
secretive. It's like top secret.
Top secret. The best I can find is it should be around $100 for the bottle, but I think a lot of that has to do with the presentation, as well. And the bottle itself, because
if it is crystal.
If it is crystal, and you can kind of, you get rid of, this is a great infinity bottle. It really is. I mean, you can get rid of those labels. You could probably etch something on there if you wanted to, but it's a great infinity bottle.
Get your own label made.
Maybe.
Kevin's infinity bottle.
Well, I'm sure it'll be Adam's infinity bottle, not Kevin's. Herbal, malt. It's really what I get off the nose. It's not an overly sweet or honeyed or any of that kind of note off the nose, and light and balanced off the taste.
It's very light.
It's very light. There is a little, again, I'm going to go back. There's a malt funk that you kind of catch towards the end, but it's super light in the very beginning, and you kind of, at the end of it, you get a little malt funk.
Yeah.
But it's not it's kind of almost like, oh, that's nice to get a different experience.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I'm anxious to try some more.
Yeah.
Some more Japanese whiskeys.
It definitely piques the interest of what they're doing over there. I'm sure.
See if Adam has any other ones we can sample.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
We knew nothing about the bottle.
Not a bit.
There's not a whole lot out there. It's light. It's got that, like I said, in the middle. It could be a scotch, or go one more step this way, and it could just be just a whiskey.
Yeah. Adam, thank you very much
we
for
appreciate it, Adam.
The suggestion and lending us the bottle for the show.
Anyone else out there, we hope you enjoyed the episode. If there's any Japanese whiskeys, other Asian whiskeys that you'd like for us to sample, give our review on this channel, we'd love you to leave a comment for us. But if you like what you saw today and you've liked some other videos, again, we always encourage you to hit the like button at the bottom of the screen.
While you're down there, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Get notified every time we post a new video. Yeah, leave a comment. Let us know. What are your thoughts? What are we doing that you like? What would you like us to review next?
Look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.